you get a look at the pre-match conditions. A beautiful 86 degrees Fahrenheit, just a bit of a breeze at 10 miles per hour, and some humidity and chance of rain in the forecast, but looking like a pretty pristine day in Pigots. As we take a quick look at the League B Group D table, and you can see that the two teams we're focusing in on in this match, Puerto Rico and Antigua and Barbuda, have their work cut out for them if they want to keep Guyana from gaining promotion into League A. Puerto Rico really need the win here today to try to do everything they can, but it'll sort of also be up to the result in that Guyana-Bahamas match. As we saw yesterday with Nicaragua gaining promotion into League A, Guyana in a similar position there in League B Group D action. They've won all their matches thus far, and another win could clinch their promotion. But Puerto Rico and Antigua and Barbuda have their tasks ahead of them today. Puerto Rico coming into this match with 2 wins and 2 losses in 4 games played. That puts them second in the group, a +6 goal differential. Antigua and Barbuda just 1 win, 1 draw, and 2 losses through their 4 matches, a -6 goal differential. And these two teams last squared off against each other back on September 12th, where Puerto Rico scored a dominating 5-0 win on home soil. But today's match goes in Antigua and Barbuda, and while Antigua and Barbuda have a bit of momentum as their last match in Concacaf Nations League action, their last 2 matches saw them secure points as they picked up a win and a draw against Bahamas, most recently on October 17th, that 2-2 draw. Whereas Puerto Rico are coming off a loss in their last match back on October 17th, a 3-1 loss to Guyana in that game. And again, Guyana right now looking like the class of League B Group D action as they'll try to clinch their promotion spot into League A for next year. But we're just moments away from the opening kickoff as you're tuned in to CONCACAF Nations League presented by Qatar Airways. Here come the match officials and the squads, and we'll get set to send it down pitch side for the playing of the national anthems here momentarily. It's Puerto Rico in the blue kits, Antigua and Barbuda in the yellow, green, and black kits, and we're just moments away from opening kickoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of both countries. First, we have the national anthem of Puerto Rico, followed by the national anthem of Antigua and Barbuda.
All right, both squads are fired up. National pride on the line and the opportunity to secure some all-important points in this League B Group D matchup as you're tuned in to Concacaf Nations League presented by Qatar Airways. And we're just moments away from the opening kickoff in this match between Antigua and Barbuda and Puerto Rico. And this should be a really fantastic match, should be an entertaining one, and we'll get your starting lineups coming up here with the home squad first, focusing in on Antigua and Barbuda. They come out with a 4-4-2 formation. A couple players to key in on in this game. Keep an eye on the right wing midfielder in TJ Bramble. He's got the ability to put the ball in the back of the net. He's dangerous in transition. He's going to be a key player today for the home squad in Antigua and Barbuda. Let's get a look at your match officials before we go through the Puerto Rico lineup. And the man in the middle today, Benjamin Whitty, AR1 Kedley Powell. Your second assistant is Dwight Cummings, and your fourth official, Kimball Ward. And there you see the man in the middle, Benjamin Whitty, going through the coin toss and shaking hands and taking the pre-match photo with the captains from each team. Captains for the respective squads, Quentin Griffith, the captain for Antigua and Barbuda. And for Puerto Rico, let's take a look at their starting 11 and their captain, Juan O'Neill. They'll come out in a 4-4-2 as well, and a few players to key in on in this game for Puerto Rico. The two men up front, keep an eye on Ruben Joseph, but through the midfield, a member of MLS Orlando City SC, Wilfredo Rivera, is the engine that makes them run. Everything will go through Rivera. Keep an eye on him throughout this match. As there you get a look at Antigua and Barbuda, as they'll be working left to right across your screen for the opening kickoff. This match coming to us live from the ABFA Technical Center. And Puerto Rico will work right to left across your screen in the predominantly blue kits, a little bit of white striping, white numbers on the back. And this should be an absolute dandy of a match. There you get a look at TJ Bramble, one of the important players today for Antigua and Barbuda, as they'll kick us off to start this game working left to right across your screen. And we're just seconds away from the opening kickoff as you're tuned in to CONCACAF Nations League action, League B Group D, presented by Qatar Airways. We're just about set to get the action going here. My name's Nico Cardarelli. I'll be your commentator today. Thank you for tuning in wherever you're watching from. And remember to check out Concacaf.com for all the latest scores, stats, updates, and more. Starting keepers in this game, Zaim Scott between the sticks for Antigua and Barbuda. Joel Serrano, the keeper for Puerto Rico. And we're underway as you're tuned in to CONCACAF Nations League presented by Qatar Airways. It's League B Group D action between Antigua and Barbuda and Puerto Rico as that ball tracks out for an early goal kick. Just seconds into this match off the opening kickoff. Antigua and Barbuda unable to connect for some long stretch play, but from the goal kick, Puerto Rico keep it short. Serrano was being pressed quickly, and he did well to get that ball away under pressure. Controlled by King as Puerto Rico try move it through the midfield, but there's TJ Bramble to strip it away. Taylor Sinclair, he sends the long ball, and this could be a running opportunity as Antigua and Barbuda's tracking into the penalty area. Contact on the back of the ball carrier, but nothing doing, and there you can see the hands up of Stephen Brown. He was looking for a penalty, but Serrano scooped it up. Let's get another look at this chance as Brown streaked in with speed. Just a little touch there from Calderon. Right call by the officials not to make a call. That would have been a very harsh penalty to give. Just the slightest of touch on the back of Brown. But Antigua and Barbuda showing some good spirit early in this match, and They're trying to find an opening marker here. Parker. He draws back. Griffith. They'll move the ball through the back line. Both teams playing a 4-4-2 formation. Very classic. As Zaim Scott, the keeper, sends that ball long, and it'll be tracked by Rodolfo Sulia for Puerto Rico. As Sulia goes back to the keeper. That was actually O'Neill who ended up playing it back to the keeper. Now it's controlled by Calderon as he looks for options up the pitch, not being pressed yet. Now he starts to move the ball with pace. Long ball, but too far for anyone to run onto. Rivera, the closest target, along with Joseph, and neither one able to track that down. So Cardell Roberts will take the throw here for Antigua and Barbuda. And a free kick assessed from the subsequent sequence where a push and a shove draws the referee's whistle. And a free kick now for the home squad. They'll play it back and short to try look for a switch potentially. Out wide, Phillip opens up, but they send the ball straight through the middle and too far for Roberts or Brown to track as Serrano takes control for Puerto Rico. Sulia, back to Serrano. The keeper plays it back to the big center back as Sulia checks his options, trying to pick out a man on the flank, and he does so nicely as Darren Rios takes control. Steps over, checks his options, keeps it short there as Hernandez whips the cross in, and well, the defensive header put it straight up and eventually into the safe hands of Zaim Scott. Good goalkeeping there from Scott. He bowls it out short, and they'll play it back as Kieran Richards gets closed down, does well to evade the first would-be tackler before it's pushed forward and eventually knocked out for an Antigua and Barbuda throw. As there you get a look at TJ Bramble in that 2-2 draw against Bahamas. He had a real fantastic match. I believe he scored a goal in that one as well, if my memory serves me correct. As Bramble on the ball now, but that time his pass intercepted, closes down the carrier in Rios, and it's out for a Puerto Rico throw-in. Hernandez. O'Neill initially checked to him, but Hernandez didn't love the option, so now he plays it up the line. Battle for possession. Hernandez gets a slight touch to it, controlled now by Ricardo Rivera. He looks to switch out wide. That's a quality ball, and this could be threatening for Puerto Rico. Played short. O'Neill, he's checking his options. Two defenders squaring on him, so he plays it short to the edge of the box as they continue to maneuver, and eventually unable to make the play was Ruben Joseph, and that's out for a goal kick as Joseph closed against his numerical counterpart in Cardell Roberts, and Roberts did well to contain the dangerous Puerto Rican forward in Joseph. Zaim Scott will tee up the goal kick here. 6 minutes of action. No real clear-cut opportunities yet for either team. Both teams have had quality possession in the attacking third, though. So not for a lack of creativity or effort. It just hasn't developed quite yet early in this match. That long ball too heavy for any teammate, as that was Joshua Parker who played it in. Serrano lays it over to Sulia, who plays it up the line now for Hernandez. Back to Sulia. Into the middle as a bit of back and forth here with the possession. And now Puerto Rico looking to streak something in transition. Nice pass as Rios takes it, whips the cross in. It goes to the back post. Danger still present. There's the shot. Big save by Scott. Well, a great opportunity there coming off the foot of Isaac Anking. But Zaim Scott equal to the task. And Puerto Rico get the first good goal-scoring opportunity of this match. Ruben Joseph laying it back there for Anking. but just put it a little too close to the keeper, Scott, who was able to get down and make the save. So Puerto Rico will start up again as Juan O'Neill, their captain, takes the ball, lays it over to Anking. He looks to send a player on a run, and once again, they pick out Rios. He whipped that cross in moments ago. Centers, and this time they finish it off! What a beauty! Buried by Wilfredo Rivera, the Orlando City SC player, and one of the players to watch that we mentioned pre-match, gets the opening goal here in the 7th minute, and Puerto Rico take the 1-0 lead. Well, it was a great tic-tac-toe play. They sent the long ball up for Rios to run onto. He put it on a tee right there, and from that close to the goal, Rivera wasn't going to miss. He slots it home, and Puerto Rico take a 1-0 advantage in the opening 10 minutes of this match. Well, we mentioned that Rivera, one of the players to watch as the Orlando City SC product, gets the opening tally, and you kind of mentioned everything will go through him, and sure enough, he gets the opening goal. And now they're pressing once again. Here goes Rivera again, Wilfredo Rivera at the edge of the penalty area, trying to potentially take on the defender. He pulls back now and uses the safer option as Calderon looking to whip something into the box, but again, keeping it short. Puerto Rico patient in their possession and purposeful when they push, as there's a good ball out wide, but just tracking away from Ruben Joseph. If he could have caught that, that could have been potentially dangerous. Puerto Rico certainly favoring those wing attacks early on, picking out Darren Rios a couple of times as he assisted on that goal from Rivera. And now Antigua and Barbuda will try respond. Clearance blocked by the aforementioned Rios, as Bramble has his hands full through the middle of the pitch, but he does well to play it out wide for Siobhan Phillip. Phillip goes back to Bramble, who, up against two Puerto Rican players, is dispossessed, and now it's controlled by Ricardo Rivera. He makes the pass over to Wilfredo Rivera, into the penalty area, to his left foot. Big save by Zaim Scott. Oh, that could have been a brace for Wilfredo Rivera, but the big left foot of Scott knocked that one out. And that, his best save of the match so far. It could be a busy day today for Zaim Scott as Antigua and Barbuda look for something in transition. They quickly bring it inside the attacking third. Trying to cross that one over, defended well, and knocked out for a corner kick. So a nice job. I believe it was Parker, the ball carrier for Antigua and Barbuda. May have been Brown. But either way, they generate a corner kick here. And an opportunity to potentially draw an equalizer here in the 10th minute. Captain Quentin Griffith gets set to take the corner, setting up for an in-swinger. 6 jerseys in and around the penalty area for the attacking side, but Antigua and Barbuda can't connect on the initial cross. They play it back over to Griffith, who whips that one to the back post, and oh man, it looked like it was there on a tee, but Taylor Sinclair was unable to get a touch to it, and it goes out for the goal kick. Well, it's a miscue on the Puerto Rican defensive side of that coverage, and in the end, they're lucky that Taylor Sinclair was unable to get a touch to that ball. Puerto Rico, now they're looking to send Rios once again, but this time it's defended well. Scrum for possession. Whipped down was Sulia. He doesn't like this call because he's the one whistled for the foul. And let's have another look as Brown and Sulia getting tied up with each other. And there you can see the foul. It was Sulia hooking the shoulder of Brown and then trying to play the victim after. I'll give him marks for acting. The back pass. Oh, that was nearly a terrible mistake by Antigua and Barbuda, as Wilfredo Rivera was closing in on the back pass, but Zaim Scott probably came a good 10 yards out of his area to make that play. Foul committed here And a free kick to come for Puerto Rico. This could be a dangerous set-piece opportunity. Let's get another look here at the foul, as charging into the back was Raheem Detterville. And he gets whistled for the infraction. So Wilfredo Rivera stands over top the ball, looking as though he'll play something into a teammate on a cross, looking to get a knock on target from the service. 5, 6 blue jerseys piled up in and around the penalty area. There's the ball. And ultimately straight out for a goal kick. Too close to the keeper to find a teammate, but not directly on target. So in the end, maybe a wasted set-piece opportunity. But with a 1-0 lead, Puerto Rico feeling good as we're in the 13th minute of play. And off the opening goal from Wilfredo Rivera, Puerto Rico in control. And you see the possession stats as well, with an edge 59% to 41% through the opening 13 minutes. From the throw-in, King tries to spin off the defender, loses it, and doesn't get the referee's whistle. So Antigua and Barbuda in possession now as it's played back. Under pressure, Richards does well to stave off the charging Ricardo Rivera. Movement up the wing, but that's picked out by Rios as he was able to intercept the ball. And now Rios, who's shown his threat through his speed and ability to cross the ball in as he set up that opening goal, looked to create a transition chance as Antigua and Barbuda do well to come back with it. That's Dion Pereira as he switches and finds the man in stride. Brought down here by Brown, checking his options as it's played to the top of the area, but dealt with by a defender. And now Puerto Rico looking to scoop up this loose ball. Advantage played here. Long ball sent ahead. Wilfredo Rivera running onto it. The flag stays down as one option in the penalty area in the form of Ruben Joseph. Now they get some additional support. Shot attempt gets blocked by the defender. Wilfredo Rivera comes down with it once again, playing that one short, and he opens up again. And now Puerto Rico, instead of pressing and forcing, they'll retreat ever so slightly to try open things up. Zulia, controlled here by Darren Rios. Rios whips a good left-footed cross, but over the head of Joseph, a little heavy on the ball, and out for an Antigua and Barbuda throw-in. But it certainly seems like Puerto Rico are being very, as we're going to have to retake that throw. It seems like they're being very targeted in their attack here, working that left wing speed through Darren Rios and then him whipping across into the penalty area for the oncoming cavalry as we get a foul called and a free kick now for Puerto Rico. As that ball sent over to Rios. Controlled now by Hernandez. He crosses to the top of the penalty area, brought down by Joseph. Bit of a heavy touch there, and he loses it to the boundaries as it's out for a goal kick. Yellow card on that previous foul as Kieran Richards picks up the caution. First caution of the match. From the goal kick, Antigua and Barbuda unable to hold control as it's out for a throw-in. Intended target there was Detterville, but it was over his head. Puerto Rico moving the ball as Quinones plays that one long. Headed down by Rivera. Bramble comes up with it for the home team. Phillip drops back as Richards plays it forward. Pereira. Good touches here by Antigua and Barbuda as they look to build some promising possession. And they do well to earn a throw in there, knocking it off the closing threat in Joseph. Trying to open up some space through the middle. Bramble takes control, plays the right-footed ball towards the 6-yard box, but easily scooped up by the keeper Serrano, and now Puerto Rico will work for something in transition. Hernandez. Long ball played ahead, running on and taking control. Here's Rivera. That's Ricardo Rivera who lays it off. Ricardo Rivera gets it back, looking to pick out a teammate as he goes for the far side switch, controlled by Ruben Joseph. He whips the cross in, but the diving defensive slide gets to it and clears the pressure away for Antigua and Barbuda. Puerto Rico trying to bring it down here as we get some aerial ping pong, and now finally they put it back on the turf where Wilfredo Rivera plays it. Now it's controlled by Juan O'Neill. O'Neill with some time and space in front of him, took it at first and then made the pass over to Darren Rios. Rios squaring up on a defender, wants the shot, and he had big eyes there but couldn't quite find the boot to match as the shot took a couple of bounces off the turf and ultimately out for a goal kick. But nice idea from Darren Rios, and he continues to be a threatening thorn in the side of that Antigua and Barbuda backline. Serrano picks up that loose ball. Quinones looks for options. Doesn't love what he sees, and now he plays it over to Zulia. With time and space, he touches out wide for Rios. Rios laying it back. Zulia. Quick little 1-2 there with O'Neill. Now it's controlled by Hernandez. Good ball up the line for who else? Darren Rios to run onto. Rios trying to nutmeg the defender. Now he lets it fly. Oh, what a chance! And what a save! Oh, that would have been on the highlight reel had it gone in. And you know what? From a goalkeeper's perspective, it still is a highlight. Check this out. Darren Rios showing speed and skill. Tees up a beautiful curling shot, and Scott had to make that save. That was going in, if not for the heroic effort of Zaim Scott. So a corner kick here for Puerto Rico as their goal scorer Wilfredo Rivera sets up for the in-swinger. Short option presents, but a couple of defenders close by as Rivera plays it to the back post, but the keeper Scott there to secure it with safe hands. And now they look for a quick transition as Scott throws that one out, and it's secured here by Brown. Brown working the far side flank, checking his options, plays that one into the middle. Pereira squaring up against a couple of defenders before he draws back. Antigua and Barbuda looking to take shape here now as Bramble plays it out wide. 20th minute of action. Parker plays the ball in towards the penalty area, headed away by a defender, ricochets as Pereira comes down with it. Now they move it out to the near side flank where Phillip controls. He quickly laid it off to Bramble, who in turn picks out Griffith. That pass intended for Parker, broken up. Good defensive effort on the slide as Ruben Joseph, the man there for Puerto Rico, to make the play. Joshua Parker spins off of Joseph, drops back for Griffith. Bramble check two, but they'll end up drawing back for Richards. Now they get it over to Bramble. Threads the needle on that pass to Pereira, who tries to square up against Zulia, but the Puerto Rican defender, well, initially did well to mitigate the threat, but then his clearance lacked substance. Now it's controlled by Pereira. Wants to draw a shot with his left foot. It's off the defender in Zulia, but Serrano with some heads-up keeping rushes off his line and gets to it before it would go for a corner or the threat in the form of Stephen Brown. So Antigua and Barbuda showing some good attacking life there and a bit of urgency to try find an equalizer as the opening goal coming in the 7th minute by Wilfredo Rivera for Puerto Rico, and now they're looking to play once again. Brought up here by Rios. You can see Rivera down on the turf, but here's Rios, finds Wilfredo Rivera, left foot back in front. How did that stay out? The header doesn't go either. Maybe getting a little too cute there. From that proximity, you just gotta hammer it home. A little bit of indecision maybe from Wilfredo Rivera as he tried to play it back for Rios. And ultimately, neither one could generate a quality shot from less than 6 yards out. Well, good to see Ricardo Rivera back on his feet there. You see him, number 9 in blue. He was the player who was on the turf behind the play after the foul happened. Nice little touch along the line, and this could be a threat. Dion Pereira bringing it ahead for Antigua Barbuda. Draws to his left foot. Wants the shot. Now he lays it off. There's the opportunity, and Serrano makes his best save of the match so far. Antigua and Barbuda had a couple of windows where they could have taken a shot on that rush. And ultimately, the one that did come, maybe not as threatening as they would have hoped. There you see the shot total so far in this match. 9 for Puerto Rico, 3 for Antigua and Barbuda. Those are shot attempts. As we'll get the halftime stats with your shots on target and all the other great stats thanks to our tremendous technical crew and production crew from Concacaf. As you're tuned in to Concacaf Nations League, presented by Qatar Airways. It's League B Group D action. Second place taking on third place in the group here in this match between Puerto Rico and Antigua and Barbuda. So we get a whistle here, and the referee wants to have a word with Quentin Griffith and Kieran Richards. And Richards already on a caution, and maybe that's what our match official is reminding him, is that I've already booked you once. I don't want to have to book you again, but if you leave me no choice, I'll do what I have to do. Hernandez playing it back to Zulia, who in turn goes to Quinones. Zulia. Quinones, he'll open up out wide. And we're going to have a cooling break coming up momentarily, as it is quite warm in Pigots. And oh, look at this. Wilfredo Rivera crossing to his right foot. He gets clipped. Wow, no call there. Tough break for Puerto Rico. Thought that they got a lot of Rivera, but play continuing on. And here goes Pereira for Antigua and Barbuda. Trying to split through the defenders. Gets past a couple. Makes the pass over to Parker. He takes the shot. And that one, well, missed the target. And check that. Parker was the other player who put his hands up after the fact. It was Phillip who got the shot away. Let's get another look here. And actually, my apologies, that's Raheem Detterville who stepped up into the rush to take that opportunity. And Detterville, you can see some of the frustration there from Detterville as his attempt missed target and out for a goal kick. So 25th minute of action, and in this League B Group D match, it's Puerto Rico 1, Antigua and Barbuda 0. As you're tuned into CONCACAF Nations League presented by Qatar Airways. Foul committed there by Ruben Joseph, so a free kick for the home squad, and player down in a bit of discomfort, but hopefully nothing serious. As Wilfredo Rivera tried to help him up and urge him on, and I think that's Taylor Sinclair who didn't like it. And now we'll get the cooling break. I'll check that. That's Cardell Roberts, who was initially listed as a striker but has since been pulled back into the left back position, swapping with Dion Pereira. And at the cooling break in the 26th minute, it's Puerto Rico 1, Antigua and Barbuda 0, as you're tuned in to CONCACAF Nations League, presented by Qatar Airways. Great match so far. And don't you dare go anywhere, because we'll get right back to the action after this short break.
Here you go.
Late entry of the century.
Well, let's get a look at a couple of match highlights, including the opening goal that came back in the 7th minute, finished off by Wilfredo Rivera. A beautiful play along the wing by Darren Rios with speed and precision on the cross. And Rivera right there to tap it in. No chance for Zaim Scott, the keeper, and full credit to Rivera for opening up the scoring in this match. Should note that Puerto Rico has a number of MLS or MLS Next Pro players on their roster, including Wilfredo Rivera, who plays his club football with Orlando City SC. In total, six players either in the starting 11 or on the bench as substitutes from Puerto Rico plying their trade in MLS or MLS Next Pro, and a couple of NCAA players as well, including Giovanni Calderon, the Cal State Fullerton center back, and he's played well so far in this match. Well, we'll restart the action here with the free kick for Antigua and Barbuda after the foul against Cardell Roberts. And we get a substitution here for Puerto Rico. So Ruben Joseph has been subbed out of this match, which is a bit surprising here. Hopefully nothing serious, as I don't know if Joseph picked up an injury that we missed, or if this is just a tactical change by head coach Charlie Trout. But Ian Silva comes into the match and Joseph out. So we'll keep an eye on the bench and see if we see Joseph. And we'll see what kind of impact Silva can make in this match, as Silva playing his football with Gonzaga University. And Antigua and Barbuda moving the ball through their back line. As we approach the 30th minute of action, Quentin Griffith, the captain, playing the ball long up the flank where it's controlled by Phillip, playing that one into the middle. Nice ball by Griffith. They try to banty it around here, as trying to tee up something, but defended closely. Really well done on that effort by Quinones, as now it's controlled by Brown. Brown laying it over to Pereira. Whips the cross in, brought down by Parker, but the offside flag goes up. And Joshua Parker, unable to time his run through, puts an end to the threat there for Antigua and Barbuda. So Serrano plays it short from the goal kick, from the restart, excuse me. As I believe that's Silva who's taken a defensive position. Controlled now by Ricardo Rivera. He looks to turn onto the attacking side of half. Lays it off for Wilfredo Rivera as they move the ball around. Puerto Rico working it through their back line. As Zulia plays it out wide. Quinones does well to stave off the first challenge. Tries to lay it ahead for Rios, but didn't quite have pace on that pass. And as a result, Rios got closed down before it was knocked out for a throw. Colby Quinones a little slow to get up here, the New England Revolution 2 player. As we mentioned, a mix of MLS and MLS Next Pro players. And here's one of your MLS Next Pro. As Quinones needing some assistance. Let's get another look at the contact. And it wasn't even contact. It was when he went to make that pass. And Quinones in some serious discomfort. So we certainly hope nothing serious for him and that he can make a speedy recovery to this match. As both teams battle for possession here. Puerto Rico coming up with it with Ang King on the ball. Tries to feed that one ahead for Rios. Too heavy, but Ang King has it ricochet right back to him, so he heads it over to Juan O'Neill. Controlled by Calderon. Touches out wide for Silva. Silva trying to make a play here as it's controlled by Puerto Rico through the midfield. And now it's back with Calderon. Feeding it ahead. That's Wilfredo Rivera, who turns on the defender. Opens up some space. Rivera takes the shot, but that one's straight at the keeper. And Zaim Scott only had to drop to a knee to make that save. Wilfredo Rivera already with a goal in this match. He's working for a brace, but that time he gets denied. Long kick secured by Antigua Barbuda only momentarily as Quiñones, good to see him back out on the pitch after picking up that knock a few moments ago. He stepped up to make the play. Calderon. O'Neal. Back to the keeper, Serrano. Zulia. And King. Good through ball controlled here by Ricardo Rivera. Lays it over for Quiñones. Tries to thread the needle for Darren Rios. He's going to run on one-on-one against the keeper. Oh, what a cheeky finish! Darren Rios chips it in. He's got an assist, and now he's got a goal. What a match so far for Darren Rios. But actually, yeah, it will stand. I thought I saw the flag go up, but no. It stands, and it's 2-0 Puerto Rico. Let's get another look at this one. Phillip tried to make that sliding defensive tackle. And you could see Scott really had no opportunity to keep it out, as Rios showing all sorts of poise one-on-one against the keeper. And in the 33rd minute, Darren Rios doubles the lead for Puerto Rico, as they've got a 2-0 advantage in this Concacaf Nations League match presented by Qatar Airways. It's League B Group D action, and Puerto Rico looking fully in control now, having secured a second goal here in the first half. Wilfredo Rivera in the 7th minute, Darren Rios in the 33rd, and Puerto Rico have played a pretty much perfect first half so far. Antigua and Barbuda once again trying to respond as Colby Quiñones gets set to take the throw-in. He'll be pulled back as he tried to get quite a fair bit of extra yardage there. Hammered on the back. Charlie Trout, the manager for Puerto Rico, doesn't like the lack of a call there. Now Antigua and Barbuda are trying to force something through with Detterville on it. Nothing doing ultimately, and now Puerto Rico once again in possession. Played back to Zulia. Over to Calderon. The back line more than content to hold possession here for Puerto Rico. You can see Calderon doesn't want to play it till he's actually pressured to. Ball through the middle, secured by Ricardo Rivera before he goes back to Zulia. Quiñones. Zulia. You can hear manager Charlie Trout telling them, just hold it, hold it. Don't force it, make them come at you. And now they are, and here goes Rios. Once again, great through ball, but this time the flag goes up as Ricardo Rivera tried to send a looping ball for Rios to run onto. That's been a big part of the offensive strategy today for Puerto Rico. But this time Rios a step ahead of the last defender. Of course, excluding the keeper, Zaim Scott. Oh, from the restart, that's just a mental miscue from Antigua and Barbuda. A little too relaxed, and now Puerto Rico try and make them pay. Wilfredo Rivera, he gets hammered, nothing doing. As Antigua and Barbuda retain possession with Pereira on the ball. Splits through his speed. Pereira tries to send a run here as Parker tracks it down, but not the best first touch allowed the defender to close him. Maybe should have hit it right away. As Pereira trying to sidestep the defenders with fancy footwork, but it's stripped away by O'Neal and now cleared up to the half line. Antigua and Barbuda trying to claw one back before the halftime break as we're into the 37th minute of action. Wilfredo Rivera. Quiñones. Controlled here by Darren Rios. Rios taking defenders on. He's got speed, he's got skill, and this time he's got the referee's whistle for a free kick. Rios has really been a catalyst on offense today for Puerto Rico and a big-time troublemaker for the back line of Antigua and Barbuda as they've yet to really contain Rios. Whether he's blazing up the flank or straight through the middle, he's been integral on both goals. He assisted on the opening goal in the 7th minute. And then in the 33rd minute, Rios would find the back of the net himself on a cheeky chip over the keeper. Puerto Rico from the free kick, keep it short. O'Neal to Quiñones, back to O'Neal. Now makes the pass over to Anking. Looking to send Rios into the box, but that one tracked way too far from him. As fast as he is, he wasn't going to catch that. And Zaim Scott scoops it up here. Scott bowling it out where it's controlled by Griffith. Bramble, he chips that one across the half line, but no one there. The closest target, Joshua Parker. And now it's Calderon who has possession for Puerto Rico. Calderon trying to bait Parker towards him. Now lays it off to Zulia. Calderon receiving the return pass and just as quickly gives it over to Zulia. Touches wide for Rios. Rios trying to bait the defender to making the first move, but good patience shown. And now it's Zulia trying to work his way up the line, who ends up being pushed into one of the staff for Antigua and Barbuda. May have even been their head coach there. Let's get another look. In fact, it was Michael Learwood, the head coach for Antigua and Barbuda. And well, he's a strong fella not to get knocked over there. Quiñones nearly got taken out by his own guy. But the Antigua and Barbuda coach standing strong. Now, you'd like to see that same strength from his team as they trail 2-0 in this match with a little more than 5 minutes of match time remaining in the first half plus any added time. As it's Puerto Rico 2, Antigua and Barbuda 0. You're tuned in to Concacaf Nations League action presented by Qatar Airways. And don't forget, check out Concacaf.com for all the latest scores, stats, videos, and more. And don't forget to subscribe across social media platforms to all of the various CONCACAF channels. Secured here by Richards. As the big center back for Antigua and Barbuda plays it ahead for Bramble. Goes right back to Kieran Richards. Short touch. As that ball up the line, out of touch, and possession to Puerto Rico for a throw-in. There you see TJ Bramble. It's been a frustrating first half for the young man who's got the ability to cause threatening actions for Antigua and Barbuda, but he's really been bottled up so far in this opening half, as has much of their attack. 41st minute of action approaching the halftime break. It's Puerto Rico 2, Antigua and Barbuda 0. You're tuned into CONCACAF Nations League, presented by Qatar Airways. Here they go, Puerto Rico through their back line, but that pass picked off. Check that. Zulia quickly able to get it back as he plays it over to the captain, O'Neal. And King thought about going back. Now he starts to play it forward. Rios picks up the pass as the overlap option from Ricardo Rivera, who teed up the initial pass. Quiñones tries to get it back, but it's controlled here by TJ Bramble. Switch into the middle of the pitch. Closed down immediately. Nice tackle there by Juan O'Neal as he tries to get possession back for Puerto Rico. And now Zulia steps up to hammer that one. Controlled as Antigua and Barbuda move it out wide where Roberts has to go back to the keeper. Oh, nearly a giveaway there by Griffith, and it is. As Puerto Rico press, shot right on, but that one doesn't test the keeper, Scott, right at him, and not the most pace on the shot, so a relatively easy save after the defensive turnover caused that opportunity. But Puerto Rico unable to take full advantage. They'll try again. Juan O'Neill. Quinones receiving the pass. O'Neill gives it right back to him. Played back for Sulia. King. Option out wide. Good vision to pick out the man. As that's Silva who makes the play. Silva making the run. Gets the ball back on the return. Tries to cross in, but Zaim Scott there for the interception. Griffith. Bramble. Pulls up. Tries to feather that one through. Initially knocked down, but still in possession now is Roberts. As they drop back. Richards. Kieran Richards has to track that loose ball. As now he chips it forward. Loose ball. O'Neill tried to track it down. Nothing doing as it's controlled by Pereira. Makes a good pass as Stephen Brown trying to advance it forward, but that's snuffed out. And now King plays it over to Quinones. Rios uses the smart short option in Quinones, who lays it over to Sulia. Sulia gets it back from the keeper Serrano. Quinones drops it back for Calderon. Calderon waiting to be pressured, and now he plays it ahead for Anking. Anking looking to send Rios on a run. There he is. Darren Rios tracks the ball. Defenders to beat. Drops back for Quinones. As they move it around, that was O'Neill who played it to Rios, who in turn goes back to the captain O'Neill. And Puerto Rico seem more than content to take the 2-0 lead into the halftime break. They're not forcing. They're just keeping smart possession here, ensuring that they don't give up a costly mistake against. Sulia. As Rodolfo Sulia plays that one over to Juan O'Neill. O'Neill tracks back. Now he makes the pass. Controlled by Rios. Picks out the man in the middle and O'Neill. He looks to switch out wide. Silva. He brings it down. Silva at the brink of the penalty area. Fakes the shot. There's the attempt. Ricochets into the middle. And a foul committed. And it was actually Noah Hernandez who took the shot attempt for Puerto Rico. But the foul called on Ricardo Rivera. And we'll get the free kick here for Antigua and Barbuda as Zaim Scott, the keeper, gets set to restart the action. Wouldn't expect more than a minute or two of added time here in the first half. And how about that? It's going to be 3 minutes, so there you go. Antigua and Barbuda looking to call one back in the 3 minutes of additional time as Detterville playing it back. Roberts. As Roberts gets it right back. Moves that ball forward. Headed down by Parker. Touch and control. Pereira. Overlap option. Here goes Bramble. Looking to cross something towards the back post, but Serrano there to easily pluck that one out of midair. A lot of contact as well between Parker and Calderon, but nothing to warrant a foul either way. And Joel Serrano will play this out with the drop kick. Off a bounce, Taylor Sinclair had to make a play. Now it's back to the keeper. As Scott tried to return it for Roberts, but it was off the mark and out for a Puerto Rico throw. So almost halfway through the added 3 minutes, minimum 3 minutes of added time. And Puerto Rico move it back, where it's controlled through the center circle by Zulia. Calderon, all the way back to the keeper Serrano. Zulia, he turns and looks for options up the pitch, but once again, seeming content just to hold possession here with the back line until pressure to do otherwise. Calderon, under that oncoming pressure, makes the pass to Anking, who opens up out wide. Rio streaking in here. What can he do? Draws back, faked the cross. Now tees it up as Quinones let the shot go and never could put it on target. He was being closed down quickly, and the attempt from Colby Quinones out for a goal kick. But again, Puerto Rico really working the flank here, picking out the dangerous Darren Rios, as once again he sets up this attack for Puerto Rico. Played it there for Quinones, but as he was closed down by Griffith, the shot curls wide for the goal kick. Nice job here by Antigua and Barbuda to gain possession, as it's Stephen Brown on the ball after Detterville got it to him. And instead of trying to force, they play it back now. Taylor Sinclair over to Richards. Richards, nearly coughed it up there to the pressure, but bailed out by the halftime whistle. And at the break, it's Puerto Rico 2, Antigua and Barbuda 0. As you're tuned in to Concacaf Nations League, League B Group D match play, presented by Qatar Airways. Folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to have some first half highlights coming up, plus your halftime match stats, and then second half kickoff. So stay tuned as you're tuned in to Concacaf Nations League.
Nations League qualifier Antigua Barbuda versus Puerto Rico. Remember how that scores Puerto Rico 2, Antigua Barbuda.
All right, fans, let's get set to get you back to the action inside the ABFA Technical Center in Pigots in Antigua. As this Concacaf Nations League League B Group D match presented by Qatar Airways is about to resume, and we'll get you set for the second half kickoff coming up momentarily. A impressive first half from Puerto Rico. As there you see the squad huddled up, and they've built themselves a very nice and comfortable 2-0 lead as we get set to kick off the second half of action. Puerto Rico will kick us off to begin the second half. They'll work left to right across your screen in the blue kits. Antigua and Barbuda will work right to left across your screen, and they'll look for something to try get past that man, Joel Serrano, who has been good when called upon. He hasn't been tested too many times, but he's had to make some timely saves. And let's get the second half underway here with Puerto Rico up 2-0. And right from the opening kickoff, they try a long shot trying to catch Zaim Scott off of his line, but the veteran keeper heads up. He was ready to make that save. Back pass nearly intercepted there by Ricardo Rivera. However, Antigua and Barbuda able to fight through the challenge, and now it's controlled by Raheem Detterville. Ball out of touch, and it'll be a throw-in for Puerto Rico. As that's Ian Silva. And King. Back to Calderon. Controlled by the captain, Juan O'Neill. Zulia. Picked up by Rios. Rios with a goal and an assist in the first half, not in that order. The assist coming in the 7th minute on the goal by Wilfredo Rivera as he crosses that one in, but into the hands of the keeper, Scott. And then in the 33rd minute, Rios would find the back of the net himself on a broken down back pass where he chipped it over top the keeper. A real masterclass in finishing from Rios on that goal. Long ball. Cadell Roberts looks for a man up the pitch. And Bramble commits the foul on the back of the legs of Wilfredo Rivera. Bramble's going to have to be careful not to end up in the referee's notebook there. So from the restart, they keep it short. Calderon playing it over to Zulia. Let's get another look at the foul. Would have been harsh to give a caution for that, but may have been some action or words that Bramble had after the whistle that drew the ire of the referee. In the end, no caution issued and play continuing on. And here go Puerto Rico. Quinones in all alone. Oh, and he puts it wide. It's out for a corner kick, so Scott must have gotten a piece of it. But Colby Quinones with his second great chance of the match. As the man who started the game listed as a center back has pushed up more and more throughout this match. And here he was one-on-one with the keeper, and Scott got just enough to make the save. So corner kick here for Puerto Rico as Wilfredo Rivera sets up for the in-swinger. Short option there in Hernandez. Rivera delivers a good cross, but headed away by the defensive effort. I believe it was Richards who got there with the header, and it's out for a Puerto Rico throw. So Puerto Rico looking to start this second half in similar fashion to the first, where they found a goal inside the opening 10 minutes of play. And here inside the opening 5 minutes of the second half, they've pushed for a couple good opportunities. Here goes Joshua Parker for Antigua and Barbuda. Fights through the challenge. Has the advantage being pulled down, but he makes the pass, and in the end, it's given away on the interception. Sulia was able to sniff that out. Hernandez hustles to keep that in play. Headed on by the first defensive effort and now secured by Ricardo Rivera as he knocks that off of Richards and out for a throw-in. We get a whistle behind the play. Not sure if we have a player down or what the whistle is here. As you get a look at Ricardo Rivera, one of the dangerous striking options today for Puerto Rico. Once again, Bramble has drawn the attention of our match official. It looks like cooler heads prevail. Quinones will take the throw. And King makes the pass over to O'Neal. Calderon checking his options, lays that one out to the flank. Played back where it's picked up by Calderon. Looking for a switch, picks out Anking. Options checking to him in the form of O'Neal, and he uses the man. Tries to play it ahead for Quinones, but that one out of touch and out for a Antigua and Barbuda throw. Siobhan Phillip looks for options up the line from the throw-in. Picks out a teammate there, is trying to dice his way through the opposition is Dion Pereira. He's been dangerous today for Antigua and Barbuda. One of their certainly brighter sparks on the offensive side of the ball. Roberts touches ahead for Detterville, who had it immediately knocked away from him, but out for an A and B throw. As they toss it back for Taylor Sinclair. Aaron Taylor Sinclair. As TJ Bramble goes back to Taylor Sinclair. His left-footed ball up the line. Tries to pick out the running Detterville. Dealt with initially defensively. Second effort as well by Calderon. That's tremendous defending there from the Cal State Fullerton center back. As a great through ball now by Rivera as he picks out Rios. Tries to cross that one. It was a half shot, half cross. In the end, it's going to track all the way to the touchline and out for a throw-in. It's slightly out of camera shot right now, but there we go. Back in and controlled by Brown as he's under pressure. Man, you could see the danger of those quick counterattacks for Puerto Rico. That last opportunity came out of nothing. Wilfredo Rivera with a great through ball. Here's a good run by Detterville. He crosses to the back post, and it's buried! Oh, what a beauty! Antigua and Barbuda pull one back, and it's Dion Pereira who buries it. And 6.5 minutes into the second half of action, it's Antigua and Barbuda getting the reaction from the home crowd. It all came from the speedy run of Detterville. Crossed it on the tee for Dion Pereira. And Pereira, who's been working hard all game, puts that one in to draw within one. What a big goal for Antigua and Barbuda. Crossed into the box, headed up by Taylor Sinclair before Scott gets to it. And Antigua and Barbuda have new life after that goal. They've got to defend here after the giveaway. Puerto Rico drawing a free kick as it was Rios who got collapsed down. Should know that Quinones was the player who blew the coverage on Pereira. So a tough half here for Quinones. He got stonewalled one-on-one with the keeper, Scott. And then on the defensive end, he missed his assignment that led to the 2-1 goal. Calderon. Sulia. Back to Calderon. We'll see if Puerto Rico start to push again offensively, knowing that their insurance marker has been erased on that goal. Wilfredo Rivera under pressure, drops back. Secured by Hernandez, who quickly gets it right back from Calderon and once again lays it back as Giovanni Calderon checks his options. Quick touch by Rivera. That one's going to be something to run onto, but Hernandez couldn't get to it ahead of the keeper, Scott. Hernandez pulling up just a little bit there. We wonder if that is potentially impacting his mobility, as he seemed to pull up just a little bit. We'll keep an eye on his health. Here go Antigua and Barbuda again. There's a good through ball. Parker sends it ahead for Brown to run onto. Brown checking his options. Squares on the defender. Plays it in. They have the equalizer! Are you kidding me? Wow! Oh my goodness, that was unbelievable. A slight touch in tight. And inside the opening 10 minutes of the second half, Antigua and Barbuda have responded with 2 unanswered goals to tie this match. Let's get another look. Stephen Brown plays this ball in. Josh Parker in the vicinity. But I believe it's going to be Shavorn Phillip. Actually, we'll have to wait for the goal announcement, as a substitution here for Puerto Rico brings Joel Burgos into the match. It's Raheem Detterville who gets the goal to tie this game for Antigua and Barbuda. So a big response there, as Detterville has tied this match at 2. Wow. Unbelievable. Well, Puerto Rico have seen their 2-0 advantage erased here inside the opening 10 minutes of the second half. And this was after they came out with some good opportunities to increase that lead. Calderon plays it back to the keeper, Serrano, who in the opening half looked unbeatable, but now maybe looking a little sus, as Puerto Rico trying to respond. There you see the graphic for the substitution. So Ann King taken out, Burgos brought into the match. And now Puerto Rico will have to start from scratch once again. Burgos plays that one back. Silva. Man, for all the good they did in the first half, 10 minutes here in the second, and it's all been erased. And Antigua and Barbuda have got all the momentum right now. And they cause a turnover through the middle of the pitch. Griffith steps up. That ball stripped away. And here go Antigua and Barbuda again. Pereira, he got the first goal in the second half here for the home squad. Pereira draws against the defender. Top of the penalty area, he pulls back to try open up some space. Pereira's goal in the 52nd minute, and Detterville in the 54th. Just 2 minutes between those tallies. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, a 2-0 lead erased. And we're deadlocked in a 2-2 draw. And there's a good ball. Parker's going to run onto it. Quinones once again blew the coverage. Crossed in front, but Pereira couldn't get a touch to it. Antigua and Barbuda have new life. They have new energy. And they've got all the mojo right now, as they nearly went up 3-2. My goodness. Wilfredo Rivera takes the ball ahead here for Puerto Rico. Rivera gets past the first challenge. Wilfredo Rivera shoots, and he scores! Oh, that was tremendous! That's a goal scorer's goal if I've ever seen one. And Rivera may have injured himself on the celebration, but it's a brace for Wilfredo Rivera, and he puts Puerto Rico back in front in the 58th minute. It's a 3-2 match. Let's get another look here. Shakes off the tackle, a hard low shot. That was absolutely beautiful. But there you see the celebration. After the jump, he pulls up just a little bit. But that's not going to stop Puerto Rico or Wilfredo Rivera. The man from Orlando City SC has a brace. And he puts Puerto Rico back in front, 3-2. What a wild 10 minutes we've had. Pereira in the 52nd. Detterville in the 54th. And Wilfredo Rivera with his second of the match in the 58th. 3 goals, 6 minutes apart. What a swing of momentum in this game. Free kick here for Antigua and Barbuda. Roberts plays it into the middle for Griffith. Checking his options. Touch over to Bramble. Secured now as Roberts looks for a man up the flank. They move it over to Parker, whose pass was intercepted, but a foul committed. And a free kick will be here for Antigua and Barbuda. So it's the captain, Quentin Griffith, over top the ball for this free kick as they pile players into the penalty area. Flicked on, but Serrano there to make the save. As that could have been a tense moment, but the Puerto Rican keeper in position. Calderon under pressure. Delivers the ball ahead. It's quickly knocked back and now controlled by Quinones as he sends it up the line, but the flag goes up. Unable to time the run there was, I believe that was Silva. Either way, it'll be a free kick here for Antigua and Barbuda as Cardell Roberts restarts the play, playing it back to Taylor Sinclair, who switches over to Richards. Scooped up on the kick by Griffith, turned over, and now here go Puerto Rico once again. Ball played out wide. Rios checking his options. He's got O'Neal with him. Touches that one over as they keep possession. Zulia. Nice turn here by Rios. He opens up some space. Makes the pass. That's Rivera, Ricardo Rivera. Now it's with Wilfredo Rivera. Could it be 3? Off the crossbar! Oh, what a chance! Had that gone in, that would have been a spectacular hat-trick goal. But denied by the woodwork. And now here go Antigua and Barbuda in transition, staying onside. Detterville, he's already got one. Draws to his right foot, shoots! Off the defender, out for a corner kick. My goodness, the intensity in this match is really picking up. The tension is palpable as the home fans trying to urge their squad onto an equalizer. Let's get another look at this opportunity from Detterville. 2 defenders there. Calderon and the captain, Juan O'Neal, charging back to get the block. Griffith setting up for the in-swinger. Was about to deliver it, but then the referee saw a little too much contact in front of the keeper, Serrano, so he'll have a few words. TJ Bramble right in the midst of that. Serrano getting the bulk of the warning here, saying, hey, you can't just push the guy. He's got the right to his space as well. Bramble getting right up in Serrano's space once again, so keep an eye on that. There's the cross from the corner, headed back in front. Zulia there with the defensive clearance. Only a half clearance, though, as Pereira picks it up now for Antigua and Barbuda. Back to the half where Richards takes control. Flipped around and picked up by Roberts. Back through the middle as Siobhan Phillip touches wide for Kieran Richards. Controlled now by TJ Bramble. Back into the middle where Griffith has it. He'll go back, as now it's controlled by Taylor Sinclair. Roberts, dealing with the charging defender, plays a long ball as it's secured nicely on the run by Stephen Brown. Brown trying to take the defenders on here. 64th minute of action. Brown stepping over the ball, crosses to the near post. But Serrano there for the easy save, and he's going to take his time. As he's conceded twice here in the second half, but since giving up that goal, those goals, I should say, he's shown good composure. Hasn't been tested significantly since giving up those 2 tallies, but he has had to make a couple of saves. Long ball out of touch. It'll be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda. As Siobhan Phillip looks to restart the play here. And as we had in the first half, we'll have a cooling break here in the second half as well. But we're still a few minutes away from that. As a throw-in once again to Antigua and Barbuda, as TJ Bramble winning their possession. Phillip. Long toss across the half line, flicked through the air. Sulia all over the back of the player there, but no foul called. Long ball, that'll stretch away from anyone on the attacking side and easily controlled now by the keeper, Serrano. Serrano content to slow things down here. As Brown stepping right up to him and forcing the keeper to scoop it up with his hands. Serrano then trying to play a little bit of gamesmanship, mind games there.
Okay.
As he said, well, Brown's in my space. And Brown said, no, I'm not. I'm stepping out of your way. The long drop kick by Serrano took a couple bounces and went right to the opposing keeper, Scott. And now Antigua and Barbuda working it out from their back line. Well, Puerto Rico did well to retain the lead after giving up 2 unanswered goals, but still maybe feeling a little shell-shocked right now. But this is just a 1-goal game. 3 goals in the second half coming in a span of, what was it, 6 minutes? 52nd, 54th, and 58th, I believe. Just a crazy swing in this match. Antigua and Barbuda sending a long ball ahead for Raheem Detterville to run onto, but this time the flag goes up. And Detterville, who got the equalizing goal, his thoughts of advancing any further negated because of that offside flag. So Calderon gets set to take the kick and restart the action. Good long ball by Calderon. Ricardo Rivera, but a late whistle there after the initial contact. And I think that's why Rivera was so upset. Cardell Roberts, the player down for Antigua and Barbuda. It looks like he may need some assistance here from the medics. So hopefully nothing serious for Roberts. And it looks like we're going to have the cooling break here as well. Well, there you see the contact. It came through Burgos. But Rivera didn't like the call. He felt like he was in all alone with a chance. But not to be, as we hit the 68th minute and the cooling break taking place here. As you're tuned in to Concacaf Nations League presented by Qatar Airways. It's Puerto Rico 3, Antigua and Barbuda 2.
They can have
Don't forget to check out Concacaf.com for all the latest scores, stats, standings, news, updates, and more. And of course, subscribe to the Concacaf YouTube channel and across Concacaf's various social media platforms. My name's Nico Cardarelli. I'm your commentator. A big shout out to our technical crew behind the scenes, as everyone doing a great job, including our producer Carlito and our technician Gabe and all the fantastic staff that helped make this broadcast possible. I'm broadcasting live from my home studio in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and a big win for Canada earlier today in CONCACAF Nations League with that 2-1 result over Jamaica. A late goal in the 85th by Steven Estacio, securing the big W for Canada. But here in this League B Group D matchup, well, it's been a interesting and entertaining affair to say the least. It's Puerto Rico 3, Antigua and Barbuda 2, as you're watching CONCACAF Nations League presented by Qatar Airways. Here go Antigua and Barbuda. Looking for a switch to pick out a man, and it's Detterville who comes away with the ball. Detterville taking on Quinones, tight to the goal line, feathers the crossover, bouncing around. Danger still present here as Antigua and Barbuda moving the ball through the penalty area. Really crunchy on my screen, and now it clears up with that cross coming through into the hands of the keeper, Serrano. As Serrano bowls it out and quickly gets it back to his feet, Calderon sends the ball up across the half line where it's secured. And a foul committed on the back there of Burgos. He doesn't like the contact, as that's a bit of a battle to keep an eye on now between Roberts and Burgos. And a free kick to come here for Puerto Rico. Let's get another look at the foul. Not much doubt in that call. Quinones working the touchline. Nice little 1-2 there with Burgos. And now Quinones, he's running with purpose here into the penalty area. Wants a shot, nothing doing, drives wide. Centered in front, and Ricardo Rivera unable to get a really clean touch on it. And in the end, an easy save for Zaim Scott. Man, missed opportunity there for Puerto Rico. Inside the final 20 minutes of match play plus any added time, as Puerto Rico lead 3-2. And it's controlled here by Silva. He goes back to Calderon. Checking options. Calderon plays it forward, as Silva draws back for Zulia. Zulia back to Silva, working the line. Nice little 1-2. Silva gets the return as he drops that out wide for Rios. Rios fakes the cross, draws to his right foot, makes the pass back to Quinones. Well, that shot attempt off the foot of Quinones really lacked anything, and again, an easy save for Scott. Puerto Rico may be lucky to be back in front 3-2. They just haven't had that same threatening look that they had in the opening 45. And it still feels like Antigua and Barbuda might be able to find a way to grab an equalizer here. This has been quite the match. Griffith. Again, Antigua and Barbuda came out in the second half, at the start of the second half, trailing 2-0. They score equalizing goals in the 52nd and 54th minute. But then just a few minutes later, Puerto Rico would find their way back in front. Here goes Joshua Parker, ball into the box. He's got him as a return option. Pereira, who's got one of the 2 goals, trying to dance around here. But this time it's knocked out and it'll be a corner kick. Actually, check that. That was Stephen Brown, who was displaying the fancy footwork for Antigua and Barbuda. As we're going to have a substitution here. So TJ Bramble comes out of the match for Antigua and Barbuda.
third minute of play.
Interesting time there with the corner kick coming, but they'll bring in Ashley Nathaniel George. From the corner, ball played along the turf, nothing doing. And from the throw-in, Antigua Barbuda have possession now. The keeper, Scott, who's pushed way up there, sends a long ball ahead, headed away by Sulia, as the sun's starting to dip down, and that could end up being a factor here within this match. Something to keep an eye on. It's been pretty pristine conditions today, though. I gotta say, compared to the cold we're having in Toronto, I would much rather be in Pigot's where this game is taking place. I think it was 82 degrees at the time of kickoff. Sounds pretty nice. Here goes Puerto Rico with Quiñones on the ball. Whips the cross in. Oh, hesitation there from the substitute Burgos, who couldn't quite corral it cleanly, but he's going to lament that missed opportunity. You just got to find a way to push that one through. And in the end, Burgos unable to convert on a good ball there by Quiñones. Taylor Sinclair goes back to his keeper, Scott, who chips it ahead, but Parker misplays it. And now Puerto Rico back on the attack here. Ricardo Rivera makes the pass. It ends up back to Rivera. A lot of contact, a lot of pressure, but nothing doing. Sulia steps up to hammer it with that slide attempt. And now it's controlled by Wilfredo Rivera. He's already got two in this match, taking on defenders. That time they contain him. And all he can do is look skyward, knowing that he wasn't able to convert on that opportunity. Calderon. Final 15 minutes of match play, as Puerto Rico holding on to a 1-goal lead here. Hernandez. They'll go right back to Hernandez after he touched it out wide. And now it's back with Sulia. Calderon. And once again, Puerto Rico seem content to hold possession with their back line, but they don't have the luxury of a 2-goal lead that they had in the first half when they employed this tactic. Now maybe they'll get a second one. Burgos has the ball ricochet to him. Tries to cross to the back post, but off a defender, out for a throw-in. Wilfredo Rivera pulling up with a bit of a tight hammy there, but hopefully nothing serious as he tries to stretch himself out and continue on in this match for Puerto Rico, knowing they still need more from him. We've got another player down as well. I believe that's Rios on the far wing. I'll check that. No, there's Rios 21. Silva standing and having a word with the match official. It looks like that's Noah Hernandez, the injured player for Puerto Rico. So hopefully nothing serious as they try to stretch him out. And the medical team will bring out the stretcher. So hopefully Hernandez able to recover and return to action. As you get a look at some of the Puerto Rican players getting some extra hydration in them for the final push here. As we're into the 78th minute of action. And it's Puerto Rico 3, Antigua and Barbuda 2. You're tuned in to Concacaf Nations League presented by Qatar Airways. Antigua and Barbuda make a substitution here as Stephen Brown comes out of the game. And Javorn Stevens comes in his place. A second substitution as well will bring on Ken Duke, our challenger. Didn't quite catch who he was taking out, but we'll get the graphic up on the screen in a moment to confirm that. As you saw the other substitution. And now Puerto Rico moving the ball here with... Oh, what a pass by Rivera. Burgos, he gets stonewalled on that chance. Where Zaim Scott making a big save. And now the medical team coming right back out for Burgos. What a through ball by Wilfredo Rivera. He nutmegged the defender. But then the bang-bang play with the hard contact between Burgos and Scott. There you see that through ball. Here's Burgos stepping into the chance. But Zaim Scott with some fearless goalkeeping to make that save.
Let's go. Hey, pick up the tempo. Do not drop the tempo. Pick it up. Hey, that was good. Yeah. You good, Joe? Fucking shoot the ball. Shoot the fucking ball.
So a really tightly contested match. And you can hear some of the passionate conversation happening on the Puerto Rico sideline there with their head coach Charlie Trout having some choice words, trying to tell his guys, just shoot the ball. Stop getting so cute and shoot the ball. And we might have a injury here that forces Zaim Scott out of this match. The medical team were waving to the bench. And you don't like to see this. Zaim Scott, hopefully okay. He has played such a courageous game in goal for Antigua and Barbuda. But I don't know that he's going to be able to continue on here. He looks in some serious discomfort. And we certainly hope that he's able to continue playing. But they'll bring the stretcher back here. And now it looks like Scott may have been able to work through whatever ailment he's dealing with. Looks like he, on the replay, it looked like he may have taken the cleat from Burgos into his thigh. Potential Charlie horse that could have really been numbing. Hard to stand up from that. He continues to get some treatment here. But it looks like Zaim Scott will be okay to continue. What a courageous effort from the keeper from Antigua and Barbuda.
Heavy substitution for Puerto Rico. Enter to the game number 22, involved number 8, Outlaw Hernandez, and to the game number 8, Christian Ortiz.
So Puerto Rico make a substitution in the meantime as Hernandez, one of the players who pulled up with an injury in the last few minutes, has been subbed out, and the Inter Miami player Christian Ortiz will come into this game. Wilfredo Rivera being subbed out here with a brace to his name today. What a performance. Adrian Rosario, also of Inter Miami CF, into the game now. So Puerto Rico looking to hold on to this result here. As we're into the 83rd minute, we have had a few injury stoppages in this second half, so I would certainly expect a fair amount of added time to be tacked on here once we reach that point. But in the interim, Antigua and Barbuda starting to march on to the attacking side of half as Roberts plays the ball forward where it's controlled by Detterville. Couple of defenders closing Detterville down. Whips the crossover. Headed straight up by Rios. Still danger present. As the ball ricocheting around the penalty area. Shot attempt by Stevens, and it goes off a defender out for a corner. So Javorn Stevens with his first touch. As you see him there, number 22, and did well to earn his team a corner kick. Puerto Rico trying to hold on to this result. Antigua and Barbuda putting pretty much everyone except the keeper into the penalty area as Pereira delivers the corner, but well, we're going to have to redo it, and Serrano not happy about that as he had plucked it out of midair. But the contact with Taylor Sinclair drawing the warning from the match official. Calderon trying to defend the big defender from Antigua and Barbuda, providing that goal line presence. So they'll do it again. Dion Pereira sets up for the in-swinger. Delivers the cross. Headed on! And that one just went wide. Puerto Rico not happy. They felt like there was a lot of contact on the keeper, Serrano, who is down. Let's get another look at this. Again, one of those bang-bang plays as Javorn Stevens got the header, and then as he was walking away, got a little tied up with Serrano. But the keeper from Puerto Rico being told by the match official, let's go. We got a match to finish here. There's no way you're more hurt than Scott was just a few moments ago. And good to see that Joel Serrano able to continue on here. So from the goal kick, it's played over to Calderon, who looks up the pitch for options, headed away by Roberts. He wins that battle against Quinones. Roberts then pulled up after delivering the pass, but Antigua and Barbuda have advantage here, so he'll have to wait if he needs treatment, and well, quickly Roberts pops back up. Richards working the flank. Nice carrying here as they dribble the ball inside the attacking third. That attempt high and wide out for a goal kick. I believe it was Pereira who let it fly, but lacking the accuracy needed to test the keeper, is now the match official having a word with Burgos, and the captain O'Neill just trying to calm down his teammate. So we'll restart with the goal kick here in the 86th minute, as Puerto Rico holding on to a 3-2 lead. Goals in the 52nd and 54th from Antigua and Barbuda tied the match 2-2 at the time being, but then Wilfredo Rivera with his second goal of the game in the 58th minute. Right now, the big difference maker. Antigua and Barbuda pressing. Detterville. He's got one of the two goals today for them. Detterville tracking into the penalty area. Nice shoulder to shoulder, but that ball out across the end line and out for a goal kick. We're going to have another substitution, this one for Antigua and Barbuda, as it'll be Siobhan Phillip coming out of the match and Tyreek Tong replacing him. So time certainly of the essence here now for Antigua and Barbuda, as if they want to find an equalizer, they've got to show some urgency beyond what they've already pressed with. Free kick, they restart and play it back to Taylor Sinclair. Griffith, overlap option in Roberts. Detterville, back to Roberts. They'll have to go all the way back to the keeper, Scott. Richards checks his options. He had Challenger with him, but opts to use Taylor Sinclair. Roberts, a little surprised they haven't pushed him up more at this point, as they try feather a ball through. That one intended for Detterville, but never found its destination. And now here goes Burgos as he gets tripped up, and that'll be a free kick to Puerto Rico in front of their own bench as we approach the 89th minute of play. There you see the contact and the foul. And Joel Burgos able to pop back up here and continue on. Juan O'Neill, the captain for Puerto Rico, either waiting for a water bottle or the ball. And the ball comes first. Not quite the chicken or egg dilemma. As O'Neill looks for a switch to the far flank. Nearly intercepted, foul called as no time for advantage, and now we get a caution issued as Rios, the player receiving the contact and the player receiving the caution, will be the newly inserted Tyreek Tong. So Tong, moments after coming into this match, there you see the contact and the caution being issued to Tong for that foul. So Puerto Rico have a free kick set piece, initially looking like they were going to keep it short, but now potentially swinging something in here with the cross. Headed on the defender there. I believe that was Taylor Sinclair, got in the way of it defensively. And then a late challenge by Burgos, and he's definitely going to be cautioned here. He's taken two. Oh, it's a second yellow, and Burgos is out of this match. So 2 cautions. We'll see a early exit for Joel Burgos, who came on as a substitute in the second half. And now Puerto Rico are going to have to play the rest of this match shorthanded. A total lack of discipline there by Burgos. He had been warned. And with his second caution, the red card shown. And now Antigua and Barbuda are going to have a advantage in numbers here as we await to see how much added time we'll have. Taylor Sinclair. Roberts looking to switch. That pass picked off as Richards retains possession for the home team. Working the flank. Now they'll try cross into the penalty area. Serrano off his line, and he had to be careful not to misplay that. He did well to secure it with Javorn Stevens trying to get the flick on. From the drop kick, Ricardo Rivera trying to secure possession, but against 2 defenders, he loses it, and now Zaim Scott playing it out. Actually checked that was Ortiz up there for Puerto Rico. As Rivera tracking through the middle of the pitch now in a more defensive role. Here goes Taylor Sinclair for Antigua and Barbuda. Makes the touch out wide. Roberts ahead for Detterville. Looks to swing across. Nothing doing initially. Now tries to get it through. Taylor Sinclair picks up the loose ball. Roberts on the one-time attempt. High cross, but headed away by a defender. And secured once again by Antigua and Barbuda as they press for an equalizer. Touching forward as Javorn Stevens just pulled up, unable to control it. And now it's with Ortiz for Puerto Rico. Ortiz taking defenders on along the touchline, and well-timed slide tackle there by Tong to knock it out of play. That's Calderon for Puerto Rico, who's getting help by his teammate Rosario. Referee urges him to continue on, realizing this could be a bit of gamesmanship. And we'll restart the play here with a throw-in for Puerto Rico. Well, didn't get the indication as to how much added time we'll have, and ultimately it only depends on what the man in the middle says as our match official finally gets them back underway, and from the throw-in, Rio tosses it away as it's now controlled by Taylor Sinclair. Antigua and Barbuda trying to press up here for an equalizer. They erased a 2-goal deficit to begin the second half, but conceded 4 minutes after equalizing, and they've yet to find a way back from that. But now controlled by the captain, Griffith. He plays that one out wide. Antigua and Barbuda bring it inside the attacking third. There's a cross into the penalty area. Takes a bounce. Detterville shot right on. Oh, it was a great half volley, but Detterville drilled it right at the keeper, Serrano. Let's get another look here. As the cross came in by Tong, took a bounce. Detterville got good contact, but you can see his reaction, realizing he put it straight at the keeper, and that may have been the missed opportunity to find the tying goal. They'll press once again. Long ball sent ahead. Roberts tries to get it. Detterville closes as well. Out for an Antigua and Barbuda throw. Taylor Sinclair takes it quickly. As that back pass a little light, but Richards steps up to take control. Taylor Sinclair into the middle now. Challenger, he plays that one wide. Griffith goes even further to the wing. They play it back to Griffith as Tong laid it to him, and then the defensive header coming for Puerto Rico to get the dispossession, and now it's controlled by Ortiz. Ortiz taking the man on. Controlled here as, I don't know what kind of play that was by Quinones, but, or check that, Juan O'Neill, but in the end, you know what? They have it inside the attacking third now. Here goes O'Neill into the penalty area. Drawing back, looking for an option. Top of the box, that shot gets blocked. And now Antigua and Barbuda looking for a quick counterattack. Quinones can't intercept it. Picked up by Roberts. Headed nicely there by the defensive effort coming from Rosario. Secured here by Detterville. 96th minute. Picked up by Nathaniel George and his shot into the hands of Serrano. Not quite testing the keeper the way they would have hoped with that opportunity. Let's get another look at this shot attempt from Ashley Nathaniel George as he tried to place it, but it lacked the power or pace to really challenge the keeper. Calderon continues to get an earful from the referee, but the young man who plays his college ball with Cal State Fullerton seemingly fit enough to continue on. He's had a great game on the back line today for Puerto Rico. Detterville trying to fight through something as well. There's a lot of discussion between the benches, and we'll restart with the drop ball. Serrano takes it. And Serrano plays a long ball across the half, trying to pick out a player in blue. It makes its way over to Quinones. Quinones taking it towards the corner as two Antigua and Barbuda players close him down, and Challenger strips it away. Hard tackle. That's a free kick, as fouled was Cardell Roberts. And now Antigua and Barbuda know that there can't be too much time left in the added time here. We're into the 98th minute of play. Again, we had stoppages for a cooling break, a number of injuries, cautions, and of course the goals as well. It adds up to a fair amount of time. As here goes Nathaniel George for Antigua and Barbuda. He had that chance moments ago. This time he lays it out for the cross attempt, but that's off the mark, off the top of the netting, and out for a goal kick. As Cardell Roberts tried to supply that service, but lacked the accuracy to find a teammate. Serrano with the goal kick. As Taylor Sinclair plays it forward. Griffith goes out wide. That ball chipped ahead as Pereira takes it into the corner for Antigua and Barbuda. Getting closed down and earns a corner kick. So they play it short from the corner, looking for something. Stevens tries to head it on, but Serrano there with the punch. And now Ortiz, just the keeper to beat, but he didn't seem to have the pace as two defenders catch up to him. And I don't know if Ortiz just wants to hold possession and take the clock down to the final whistle, or if he was really out of gas and couldn't quite muster up the separation needed to go in on the break. But here go Antigua and Barbuda. Nathaniel George makes the pass. Griffith marching the troops forward, touches out wide. Roberts starts to cut his way back into the middle. Roberts makes the pass over to Detterville. He gets closed down. And another corner here for Antigua and Barbuda. Once again, short option, but instead of rushing it, they'll take their time here, sending pretty much everybody into the penalty area. We'll see if they send Zaim Scott up there as well. At this point, what do you have to lose? You're in the 100th minute, trailing by 1. Put it all forward here. Setting up for the in-swinger. Cross comes in low to the near post. And the final whistle sounds as Puerto Rico hold on to a 3-2 victory over Antigua and Barbuda. What drama, what excitement, and what a match as the full-time whistle sounds and Puerto Rico pick up their third win in League B Group D match play, improving to 9 points in the group. But it wasn't without a scare, as at the half they led 2-0. Antigua and Barbuda stormed back to equalize 2-2. But in the 58th minute, Wilfredo Rivera, the man from Orlando City SC, would score a brace, his second of the match, and that would stand up as the game-winning goal. Well, folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to run through some final match highlights and then the full-time stats. But wow, what a tremendous match this was in Concacaf Nations League play, presented by Qatar Airways. This one really could have gone either way in the end, but when it's all said and done, Puerto Rico hold on for a 3-2 win over Antigua and Barbuda. Well, an absolutely spectacular game that ends up as a 3-2 win for Puerto Rico. This game had action, excitement, drama, a little bit of everything. And we really couldn't have asked for a better match here. Antigua and Barbuda. Well, let's run through your full-time match highlights from the opening kickoff. There were fireworks aplenty as in the 7th minute, Wilfredo Rivera opens up the scoring for Puerto Rico on the assist from Darren Rios. Rivera nearly had a brace inside the opening 10 minutes, but Zaim Scott with one of his top saves of the match. Darren Rios, he started buzzing. This was an unbelievable chance, and that was probably the best save today that Scott made. Antigua and Barbuda pressed. Detterville denied that time. And here's Rios picking up his goal that at the time made it 2-0. A brilliant finish on the chip over the keeper. And Puerto Rico tried to find one more before the halftime break, as Rios once again setting up a chance. This time Quinones missing the opportunity. And then the second half kickoff, well, it was starting to look like a similar story when Quinones broke in all alone. That could have made it 3-0 at the time, but a huge save by Zaim Scott and it would kind of send momentum in the favor of Antigua and Barbuda as they grabbed one back there with Dion Pereira. And then just moments later, it was Brown sending the cross through. Flicked home by Raheem Detterville, and that tied this match 2-2. But Wilfredo Rivera, who's got to be your player of the match, finishes that one in the 58th minute, a huge goal. Let's get another look. Oh, that was the one he put off the crossbar, excuse me, nearly securing the hat trick. The red card coming out on the second caution there to Burgos, as his day would end prematurely. But in the end, for Puerto Rico, they do hold on despite some pressure shown by Antigua and Barbuda, including that volley chance for Detterville. And in the end, they fall just short to Antigua and Barbuda. The final score, Puerto Rico 3, Antigua and Barbuda 2. Here you get a look at your full-time statistics. Lots of shot attempts from both teams, combining for 36 shot attempts. 20 of those combined going on target. Puerto Rico with the edge. And in the end, this was a really tightly contested game that was a well-earned 3 points for Puerto Rico. Well, fans, folks, we want to thank you all for tuning in wherever you were watching from. On behalf of our tremendous broadcast crew, my name's Nico Cardarelli. Thanks for watching. Let's get a quick look at the League B Group D standings, updated in real time, as Puerto Rico closing within 3 points of the top seed Guyana, and Antigua and Barbuda with their third loss of the group, stuck at 4 points for the time being. But folks, we want to thank all of you for tuning in. On behalf of our great technical crew behind the scenes, my name's Nico Cardarelli. You've been watching Concacaf Nations League, presented by Qatar Airways.